Hey everyone, happy Friday. Time for another installment in our series, The Bible, One Book, One Verse at a Time. Today we're going to look at Proverbs. Now, the book of Proverbs is a little bit different from the other books of the Bible. It's not a history. It's not a recording of God's actions with his people. It's not a prophecy in the sense that it's a collection of the sayings of an individual to God's people in a particular time. It's not a collection of poems, nor is it a letter to a particular community to instruct them on how God wants them to live, nor is it a revealing of what God is and has been doing and will do in the future. It's not apocalyptic. It's wisdom literature. It's a collection of sayings that are designed to help whoever it is that reads them grow up and to become a wise person. It helps us understand what it means and how best to live in this world according to the instructions that God has given us. It's not a list of promises or if you do this, then this will happen. It's simply a collection of this is how the writer has observed the world to work. And that way it's kind of like Ecclesiastes, which we'll get to next week. Now, Proverbs opens up with this speech that is designed to urge the listener or the reader to seek after wisdom, to go after the good things and the ways that God has designed this world to live. And it warns against all kinds of different things that would be a distraction from that. And that brings us to kind of the key verse. Now, this is a verse that starts, it's right at the beginning, basically, opens up the purpose and theme of the book in Proverbs chapter 1. And in verse 7, it says this: "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." So the writer is saying that what is going to come later and the ways in which you live your life is, first of all, to understand who God is as the sovereign king and to give proper reverence to him. Understand that he knows how things work and that the best way to follow him is to follow him and to follow his instructions, and that leads us to the best place to live. And those who don't heed this instruction, that think that they know what's best for themselves and for others, and who don't recognize the ways in which God has revealed himself both within the scriptures but then also within the world throughout history, are the kind of people that end up running into obstacles that they've kind of created for themselves. They're the kind of people that we would call fools or foolish. They're the kind of people that end up getting into positions or places that they've brought upon themselves. Now, there's all kinds of sayings and there's all kinds of things that are instructed in the Proverbs. And there's all kinds of things. They're little two-liners that provide an insight into the way the world works. Things like better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil, which is followed with an example that says better a small serving of vegetables with love than a fattened calf with hatred. I mean, this kind of makes sense. It would be better to live in a house that you have less if there's love and joy in that house than to live in a house that has a whole bunch of stuff but is empty of that kind of love and connection and sense of community. And there's all kinds of these quips or these sayings that exist throughout the book of Proverbs. And often we find them to just be little images or little messages that provide some insight into what goes on in our lives. And so I'd encourage you to read through them over the next little while and find ones that you find useful. And let us know down below in the comments, what are some of your favorite Proverbs? If this has been useful for you, I'd encourage you to like the video and to share it with others and to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can see these as they come out.